provide a platform for entrepreneurs and community-focused individuals to expand their reach and create a positive impact here in Colorado Springs. And we are joining you live from Colorado Springs with some great guests. If you want to join us internationally, please go to our website and select International via Instagram to join us live from anywhere in the world.
Anywhere in the world. And today's episode, as always, is brought to you by Co-Harbor. As we sit in this beautiful studio today, you need to visit Co-Harbor, take a test drive. Co-Harbor and Crescio. Co-Harbor is your go-to co-working space for leaders and connectors here in Colorado Springs, with a beautiful collaborative environment and a mission to support solopreneurs or small business teams. Co-Harbor is the perfect place to grow yourself and your business. Come check us out at this inspiring space on Rock Remnant Tech Center Drive, or visit them online at coharbor.com.
Awesome. And of course, Joshua Aguirre, he is here in the house with us. Him and his company, Crescio, offer pay what you can, yes, pay what you can, consultations to underprivileged entrepreneurs here in Colorado Springs, and teach people how to leverage ChatGPT for their business. So visit them at crescio.com to learn more.
Hey, listen, guys, we're based here in Colorado Springs, and we specialize in keynote speaking, emceeing, and facilitating sessions on diversity and leadership development to a global audience. We're passionate about helping professionals maximize their potential and fostering resilient, adaptive organizational cultures to small and mid-sized businesses worldwide.
So again, welcome to the Be Encouraged show, where we provide a platform for entrepreneurs and community-focused individuals to expand their reach and create a positive impact here in Colorado Springs. And we are joining you live from Colorado Springs with some great guests. If you want to join us internationally, please go to our website and select International via Instagram to join us live from anywhere in the world.
Anywhere in the world. And today's episode, as always, is brought to you by Co-Harbor. As we sit in this beautiful studio today, you need to visit Co-Harbor, take a test drive. Co-Harbor and Crescio. Co-Harbor is your go-to co-working space for leaders and connectors here in Colorado Springs, with a beautiful collaborative environment and a mission to support solopreneurs or small business teams. Co-Harbor is the perfect place to grow yourself and your business. Come check us out at this inspiring Good morning.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Be Encouraged show with Lisa and...
I'm Frank. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You
I'm
are.
Frank.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. It's Motivation Monday, Lisa.
Yes, it is.
And it is so awesome to be in studio with you.
Yes, it's an honor. This is our third live so far this morning.
That's
so
right.
We're jamming.
We just love talking to humans, don't we?
Yes, we do.
I tell you. All you pet lovers out there, I'm not jamming you up. I'm just saying humans. Right.
Yes.
So, thank you guys so much to our platinum sponsor, Grizzly for this show. When you get a pay what you can consultation with them, you can learn how to automate your sales funnel using tools like ChatGPT. Visit them at Crescio.com to learn more and check them out because they're awesome.
And thank you to our venue sponsor, Co-Harbor. We love it here. Gorgeous space. The sound's impeccable. We really appreciate you all as well. So check them out. Their co-working space is gorgeous. And if you need to do podcasting here, they also do a la carte for that as well. And they offer a 14-day free trial. So come check it out, all you entrepreneurs out there.
She didn't get the memo. So that's
I didn't get the
okay.
memo.
Yeah, she jammed though. That was so
Yes.
cool the way you threw them out like that because you just do that.
I do.
Yeah, welcome to the Be Encouraged show, Frank and Lisa. We provide a platform for entrepreneurs and community-focused individuals to expand their reach and create a positive impact in the Colorado Springs community. And we're joining you live here in Colorado Springs with some amazing guests. If you want to join us internationally, go to our website and select International via Instagram to join us live from anywhere in the world.
Yes. So now it's my favorite time and privilege to introduce my dear friend, Mr. Dave Riley, the owner of Whiskey Baron Dance Hall and Saloon. He is also an artist manager at Western Skies Management with a diverse background that includes a career as a retired FAA air traffic controller and former DJ at renowned venue like the Grizzly Rose and other venues. Amazing. And he is also a Marine, once a Marine,
Ooh-ha.
always a Marine. Thank you for your service. And he's an Illinois native, and he now lives here in Colorado Springs.
Did
so
you get
welcome,
here
Dave.
as soon as you could?
I moved here in '82 as a kid.
As soon as you could.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
My folks drugged me out here. Yeah.
Oh, welcome.
Blinded by the light.
Yes.
You're into the light.
Exactly,
Right.
exactly.
And who's that other human?
Yes, so Dave brought his beautiful daughter, Miss Rebecca Riley, known as Becca. She is Whiskey Baron's GM and your podcast host, right?
Yes, she is one of our podcast
Awesome.
co-hosts. Yeah.
So exciting. She is a producer of the Honky Tonk World podcast and co-host of the HTW Girl Yap podcast.
Girl Yap.
Oh, I got to check that
What's
out.
HTW mean?
Honky Tonk World. Yeah.
HTW, Honky Tonk World.
Know how many brothers in that world is?
Yeah. There's a few.
They probably come in and go, oh yeah, I know what that
Right?
is.
Yeah.
Honky tonk. Okay, right on. I'm ready to honky tonk. You?
I'm always
Yeah.
down to honky
This
tonk.
was your joint.
Yes.
Just because you guys, Lisa, were you married there or?
No,
you
we're
met
married
your
in the
husband
forest.
there?
No, I didn't meet him there,
Oh.
but I did have my engagement party there.
Huh?
And I was
Yeah.
friends with him and danced many, many, many dances for years with him there before. So it was very appropriate for us to have our engagement party there. It
Yeah.
was
Was she
perfect.
blitzed, Dave? Jealous.
No.
No, not until we opened the champagne, and then the party
Yes,
really
he
got
brought
going.
champagne up
That's
on
right.
stage. He spoiled us. I was like, wow.
Hooked them right on up.
Dave,
Huh?
Yeah,
yes.
that was awesome.
Yeah, we've been there for several events as well. One of the great venues in our city. If you
Yes.
haven't been there, please go to Whiskey Baron and have an opportunity for parties. And you can talk Dave into almost anything as long as your check doesn't bounce.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Right.
But you had weddings there, right?
Yeah, we've hosted weddings. It's special events aren't like everything that we do. We kind of have a regular weekly lineup of events throughout the week, but we love hosting special events. We just had a special event this Saturday where we hosted a dance workshop. So it was kind of a morning thing, and then they had a competition in the evening, kind of mixed in with our regular live music on Saturdays. So we do a lot of things like that. We like to help out the community. People have come to us with all these different ideas. I know Dance Wonderland had a special event that we really worked hard on, and were able to help host them with that.
That was incredible.
Yeah.
Staging,
You were there?
everything. I was part of it.
She was part of
That
it.
was the big
Yeah.
showcase
Yeah.
that you missed out on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Yes.
showcase.
Yeah. No, well, you can sit and watch. You'll do it next year. This
Okay.
year.
I'll do it this year.
Yes.
Well, then the awards ceremony that you guys emceed, I forget
Yes.
the name of that company that did that, but that
Old
was
people.
Yeah, that was good. That was good. So just different things like that we love to host at our venue. But typically our week is kind of structured, and each night we're typically open Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and each night kind of has its own vibe on what's going on. Wednesday night is our college night, so we do 18 and over. We have
I can't handle that night.
Yeah,
Oh
it gets a little crazy. It's
But it's a good party. It's a
It
good
is.
party
Oh, yeah.
for the 18 up kids.
As long
They have
as
a
you're
great
in that
time.
But they can't
age
drink,
group.
right?
No.
Right.
Yeah.
They get marked up with X's.
We
keep a
control
really
that.
Good eye on
Yeah.
Yeah,
that,
the state's
following
actually
that.
really happy with our controls on that, which is a priority for us because we want to create a safe, fun atmosphere for everybody.
Yeah.
So we definitely comply with that. But we have a great time on Wednesdays where a lot of the line dancing that's really popular in the
Yes.
country community. But we also there's a lot of hip hop songs that have line dances to them that we kind of feature on Wednesdays. That it's really interesting how that whole subgenre of line dancing is growing.
Yeah.
So we do that on Wednesdays,
Very cool.
and then for about 2 hours from 10:30 to 12:30, we switch over into some current dance music, some hip hop, some throwback stuff. So it's a great party for even just the entire night, but just for a couple hours. But we also offer dance lessons.
Yes.
On Wednesdays we have Betty Moses, who's a local instructor. She has her intermediate to advanced dance lessons from 6 to 8 on Wednesdays, and then we have a younger instructor that comes in at about 8 o'clock, where we're teaching those newer, popular, trending dances to
Awesome.
that younger crowd to kind of bring them out and give them something to do. But then on Thursdays is our ladies' night. Ladies get in for free all night, and they drink for free from 10 to 12. So that brings out a lot of ladies, but we also play, yeah.
Becca going, yes,
But the guys like that.
Yeah, that's,
Right?
yeah, they
I
love,
mean,
Pretty
Hey.
good ratio.
Right? That's
There's-
awesome.
There's definitely a lot more options for the guys when they're in there. 'Cause there's a lot of ladies in
A
there.
lot of ladies.
All right, ladies. Where's
Yeah,
the single
for sure.
ladies? You gotta come out
exactly,
Thursdays.
exactly.
Don't worry, Michelle, I'm not going.
Yes, yeah. So yeah, ladies' nights is one of our busiest nights of the week. Fridays is what we typically call Freedom Fridays. If we don't have a concert or a special event planned, we have Freedom Fridays. They do line dance. Betty comes in and does beginning line dances from 6 to 8, and that brings close to 100 people just for that.
Yeah, there's a big demand for that.
Absolutely. And then I'm sorry, I failed to mention Kristen Guile, who's our instructor on Thursdays.
Oh, yes.
Yes, yes,
I was
your
going
good
to do a
friend.
shout out
yes.
if you didn't.
Yes, Kristen is awesome. She comes out Thursday evenings and does a couples dance lesson. So we have a huge response for that. We
Yes.
teach country two-step once every month because that's the most popular dance and kind of an introductory dance to get people into the country dance scene. Because we're so dance-centric, we love to offer that. And then we'll kind of change up the rest of the Thursdays throughout the month where she'll teach a different style, West Coast, which is so popular,
Oh, yeah.
waltz, some of the
Yes.
traditional stuff. So we do that on Thursdays. But on Fridays, as I mentioned, Freedom Fridays, it's a great opportunity for us to give back to the community where we like to acknowledge all of our military, active duty veterans, our community's first responders, second responders. So you get in for free if you're one of those qualifying groups. You got to have your organizational ID for that. And then we also buy the first drink. So we love to give back to our community. As a veteran myself, third generation Marine, it's very important to me of being a veteran and owning a business like this where I can give back to our veteran community. So that's on Fridays. And then on Saturdays, we do live music. we'll have a live local band come in, and they'll play their dance hall set. So lots of great cover tunes that people that enjoy live music and get a chance to dance to that.
So I gotta say, Dave, you've done an incredible job at really making sure that your location is safe, clean. I appreciate it as a dancer going there. We specifically choose you over other options in the city because of that. So thank you for all that you're doing and what you've done. You had to let go of some other clientele at the beginning, right? Some of the riffraff that needed to go, which wasn't a healthy thing.
She didn't mean that.
Yeah.
But you
We
did.
don't frame any
But
humans.
I'm just saying, it was the ones that weren't as healthy of a clientele. But you brought in, you took a hit for that at the beginning. But then now you're flourishing because of that.
Absolutely, and that's one of the business decisions that you have to make, and one of the highest compliments we get, and thank you for that compliment, is exactly that. I can't tell you how many times a week I have women that come up and say, I love your venue, I feel safe here, I don't feel threatened, I can come here and have a good time, I don't have to worry about theft or people approaching me aggressively or anything like that. And that's one of the highest compliments that we have, because as Rebecca kind of alluded to, our ratio is really good, more women than men generally. And so we love to give women a place to come and have a good time. And then, the guys come out too and have a good time as well. So that is one of the great things that we like about the Whiskey Baron, yeah.
That's awesome. Becca, we want to get you involved in this conversation.
Yeah, she's looking bored over there.
Yeah. Not just
Encouragement,
not just a placeholder, right?
Right.
Tell us what your responsibilities at Whiskey Baron are.
So as a general manager, my day-to-day is just kind of managing the staff, putting out little fires throughout the day, managing the inventory, kind of making sure everything's flowing like it needs to, picking up positions as I need to, just bouncing around, being support for everybody while we're there and functioning.
Indeed. Do you get any pushback as being, the owner's daughter, that you're in this space or in this position because of that?
From the staff, I don't. When I first started working at Whiskey Baron, I started as security. I was working the doors a couple days a week. And then I kind of slowly worked my way up. I spent some time bartending. I spent some time assistant managing before I moved my way up to general manager. And I was nervous about that, even when I came in working security, because I was like, I'm Dave's daughter. Like, I don't want to think that people think I'm just like coasting along for a free ride.
Right.
I was finishing my degree at the time, so I was just kind of looking for something that was a couple days a week.
Yeah.
And that's when my dad had offered to kind of help out. So even when I first started, I really tried to put effort in as a staff member and do what everyone else was doing, so that way I wouldn't have that pushback from the staff, that I wanted to have them respect me as a person, not as Dave's daughter.
Right on.
I was a teacher before I came into this, so I like to be able to connect with people as a person and not necessarily someone in charge. So I try to be very laid back, understanding. Now sometimes customers, I try not to tell people we're related. It does very much diminish my authority when that happens.
Right.
It's hard enough sometimes being a female in a position of power.
Right.
Yes.
In that aspect to begin with, and then if they find out that Dave's my dad, it just like tanks all of that immediately. So I try not to tell people right off the bat, especially if I have a confrontational customer. I try to leave Dave out of it unless absolutely necessary. And then I don't be like, I'm gonna go get my dad. I try to leave that out. I try to
My
leave that
daddy's
out.
got a bigger gun than you.
So there will be times where someone will be like, well, I want to talk to the owner. And I'll say, the owner can't help you here. So either you get me and only me. Those are your options.
Right.
Good for you.
We have a pretty good balance. He doesn't step in unless he feels like my safety is a concern with a customer or, there's a point where he really needs to step in. But he really just kind of lets
Did you
me run
say
the
that your
show.
fiance was there as well?
Yeah, he does.
So your
social
fiance
media.
works for you?
Yeah.
Nice.
He
Great
not
way to
only-
start the
he
marriage.
not only works for his fiance, but he also works for his father-in-law. So we've got a big triangle going on
I
here
love it.
of power battles.
Yeah.
Well, and I'll be honest with you, it makes for a great team.
Yeah.
We also all live in the same house, so we get a lot of time together,
Wow.
which is great for our family dynamic. So that's awesome, but it's also easy just to yell across the house and be like, oh, hey, don't forget we need to do this.
Yeah.
For the business, but also having somebody that is vested in the interest of the business, as far as it being a family-run business, I don't question one moment where my money's going, and what's happening with all
what her motivations are.
Absolutely.
So, which is so cool.
Yeah.
To be able to have that. Most people say when you're living in the same house would say the opposite of what
Right.
you're
Right?
saying.
Yeah.
Right. So,
You still like him?
Yeah, I think our arguments have kind of taken another level sometimes.
Yeah.
Because we're all just together all the time.
Sure.
But
Right.
my
Yeah.
fiance had said, he's like, I knew I should probably propose when I realized I spend every single second of every single day with you, and we don't argue, and we're doing fine, and we're working through things, and we're building something. So it's been nice as an adult to come into business with my dad and kind of build something that neither of us really thought we would be at in this point. So it's been a lot of fun.
Can I ask her another question?
Yes.
Like, I can tell you got some stuff
I
too.
know.
I love this.
Yes.
Right? This is more, I have 3 daughters.
Yes.
So I get a little bit of this. But as the GM at Whiskey Baron, what would you tell our audience that you're doing that's not just good, but crazy good?
Crazy good.
Crazy good.
I think our Whiskey Idol event that we had this past summer was so fun. Amazing. I think it was such a big move for a bar to do in this town, to have that caliber of an event where we gave away $5,000 to the first place winner.
Thanks,
over
Tito's.
11 weeks. Yeah, Tito's had sponsored that.
Yeah, we got the
Yeah,
you guys were
judges.
Yeah.
It was, the production behind it
Yeah.
was so much that at one point we kind of all looked at each other and I was like, are we sure that like this is what we want to do? Dave and I had made a trip out to Chicago to talk to a bar owner out there who had done this for 10 years.
Oh, smart.
And one of Dave's friends, so we went out there to talk to him, and he gave us all, this backstory and this advice on it, and so they really helped set us up, but still on the production side of it, when it is a small business and it's just me, Dave, my fiance, a couple other workers helping out, I was like, oh man, this is kind of crazy. Yeah. But I think over the 11 weeks, it grew so much to where for the finale, we had almost 500 people attend to watch the finale and to vote and to be there and to support. I think that was such a cool event.
And the buzz that it created around town, guys, right?
It was amazing.
And everyone was talking about that.
Yeah, they were.
Right?
Yeah.
And I saw some very disappointed mugs.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, the competition, but the people singing were amazing.
Oh, my. We have some
man.
talent in this
And I heard
city.
you on the radio the next day after it was all done. You rocked that interview.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, of course he did.
Yeah, we
know.
we really enjoyed that event, and after it was all said and done, and we kind of debriefed everything we did, the question was, are we going to do it again, right? And I don't think there was any real question that we would do it again. It's just, what can we do to make it better?
Yeah.
Because short of having TV cameras, we produced that like a TV show.
You did.
And it was phenomenal.
All the way down to the geofencing.
Yes.
Because people were, I was getting texts, by the way, in community.
I'm sure.
Vote for me, vote for me. I'm like, I can't. I already know I can't. Dave
Right,
told me,
right,
you're
right.
geo-fenced in, man.
Yeah.
But they were trying. But he geo-fenced it so only everyone in the building could vote. And that's it. So they couldn't get a popularity friends outside of the community doing it.
That was one of our big concerns, is we wanted to make sure this was a fair,
Yes.
real event. We didn't want
And people are
spam
participating
voting.
that were there. That
Yeah.
took
Well,
the time.
and as a business
Right?
owner, I make money selling drinks.
Yeah, exactly.
And so if people have no incentive to come in and buy a couple drinks, I'm not Fox TV that can do American Idol and have all these huge sponsors.
Yeah.
I got to make some money at the bar.
Exactly.
So that was the idea, is to, hey, you need to come in if you want to vote and support your singer.
Yeah.
Come in and vote.
Yeah.
Don't sit at home on a couch and vote.
Right.
You know?
Right.
That's a different event.
Yes.
But we had a great time with it, and we did decide that we are going to do it next summer.
Yay.
We're actually already talking about how we're going to gear up into next summer.
Nice.
I think almost every night after Whiskey Idol, we were making notes and talking about how we could make the next week and the next year even better, and
So
how
great.
we could make it just that much more of a great production for
Yeah.
everybody.
Whiskey Idol guys coming at you again this year.
Yes,
So we
yes,
are
sir.
so excited about it. You gonna sing this year?
Sing? No, I don't karaoke.
I say that because I knew she wouldn't.
He knows I don't karaoke. I host a karaoke event once a quarter, a Business Connect
Okay,
karaoke
that's
event
cool.
for the business
Yeah.
community. And that I do not. Everyone laughs because I don't do it. But
Well, and I don't know if I told you or if you were at the grand finale, but throughout the season, I, as the host, a lot of the singers, when I was giving them feedback, they were kind of giving me a little side eye, like, what are you talking about? How do you know?
Yeah.
And so for the grand finale, I sang the opening number of the event that night, and I got a lot of attention from the contestants, and I said, see, I know what I'm talking about.
yes.
Here's my credibility.
Not my first time. Not my first time.
Not my first rodeo.
Yeah,
right?
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
You know, what is something, Dave and Becca, either one of you, that you've had to overcome in business this year? And how did you guys get through it? What's some tough spots?
Well, I don't think we've overcome it yet completely.
Okay.
I think we're still
Overcoming.
But
We're
one of our biggest struggles right now is staffing, finding people that want to work. Because we do have kind of unique hours, we don't have people that working at the Whiskey Baron isn't a career. It's definitely a part-time job, and so we have a lot of turnover. And right now we're kind of in a spot where we don't have a lot of people coming to us, and I don't know exactly what that is in our community and our society right now, where people just aren't like seeking out a lot of employment. Maybe because there are a lot of opportunities that they're going to better opportunities, but that's one of our biggest struggles right now is keeping staff. We hired a guy a couple weeks ago, and he literally just came to us and said, my day job is relocating me for 6 months, and so we're out. So it was like, okay, cool, we're getting some people, and then one step forward, two steps back, kind of thing. So that's one of our biggest struggles.
Right now.
Yes, sir.
And we have audience, right? We have thousands of people that engage this space every week.
Yes, sir.
And stuff. So what is the value of them coming to work at Whiskey Baron?
What? Go ahead, Becca. I'll let you answer.
I think we're pretty fun to work with.
Absolutely.
Okay, I think we're pretty fun. It is a fun environment. If you like people watching, if you like country music, if you like hanging out in general, it's a great environment to work in. We're pretty laid back, I just ask you to
Do your job.
Yeah.
But other than that,
What a novel idea.
Yeah. You
I know
imagine
it's a
that.
crazy concept. But a lot of our staff are dancers, so I let them throughout the night. If they want to go take a dance with somebody or go do a line dance, that's fine. Go have fun. I want my staff to have fun while they're here. But also, I think it's pretty good to you get a lot of people skills working in this industry. I mean, security, the bartenders, everyone's having to talk to people constantly. I've had people come and work for me that say, hey, I work from home and I just need to get out and be out
Just
in the
some
public.
social.
Nice.
And they come and work for us and they do great because
Yeah.
they get to go out in a new environment, kind of branch out, maybe meet some people they didn't meet before.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot of fun.
And I see the camaraderie, by the way, amongst your employees, which is great. Because I've been there. You've let me borrow your dance floor for practicing with John a couple times before hours. And you guys all get along. The camaraderie is great.
Yeah, I think that's what we strive to have. I want to be, I know I'm your boss, but I also want to be your friend. I want to help you out. I try to be understanding.
Yeah.
I always try to be flexible. I know that we're a second job for a lot of people.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
So I know that their main careers are their main
That's
goal,
the
their main
breadwinner.
focus.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I try to be flexible. If you help me out, I'll help you out. Just help me out a little
Let's
bit.
just
Yeah.
Let's help each other out.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rodney King. Can't we just all get along?
Exactly.
Yeah.
In my previous life, in my previous career as an air traffic controller, that whole thing was a little more intense. And I like to say in our business now, nobody's going to die in this business. If we end up shorthanded or we run out of one particular kind of beer, nobody's going to die. It's going to be okay. We'll figure out a way to continue to have that fun environment, and which is people's intent when they come out. They want to go out and have a good time. And so we kind of emphasize that with our employees too. It's a great place. While we have different entertainment vibe, every night of the week, there's always something different going on.
Yeah.
It keeps it exciting.
Yeah, definitely.
And we kind of sit back at the end of the night and we kind of talk about the crazy customers we have to deal with, or the particular situations that make it interesting for us too.
Yeah, sounds like there's a culture of fun.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Right, yeah, so value number one, if you want to have fun and earn some money besides just come out and do what you're supposed to do, and we'll create some fun for you. That's a great draw. So Whiskey Bear is always looking for people and opportunities. Where do they go if they needed to apply?
Our main website, which is the Whiskey Baron Dance Hall and Saloon.com, the full name. Right on the landing page, we have a tab for employment, and you can go there. You can download our application and send it in. It's super easy.
Super easy.
Yeah.
Right.
So I have a question.
Sure.
You have a new podcast.
We do.
Tell us about it.
We are trying to capitalize on a lot of that excitement that we generated from Whiskey Idol.
Yes.
And that was one of the things we talked about is like, okay, we decided we have this great event. What are we going to do next? Okay, this is going to be part of our annual thing, but how are we going to continue to grow our customer base and keep people interested? And one of the things that we're trying to do is exactly what you guys are doing here is we're meeting people where they're at, right? And in our society now with the millions of podcasts that are online, we said, why don't we have our own podcast? And so with the dance community and everything that we do in the bar, we've come up with the Honky Tonk World podcast, which is going to talk about all things honky tonk, which includes dance, music, our live music, and security stories and bartender stories. And we decided that this is something great that we want to do. And we're hosting it on all the major platforms. And we're in the process of production right now with our launch date set for October 28th. So we're just a couple weeks out. James is our technical producer. Rebecca's our executive producer.
James.
My fiance.
Her fiance.
We roped him into another job.
Yeah, we roped him into another job. The guy's got.
He was voluntold.
Well, actually, when we started toying with the idea, all three of us, and including Jordan, my co-host, who couldn't be here this morning, but we all love podcasts. And so when we brought up the idea, we're like, wow, this just makes so much sense. And just our own personal excitement about putting this project together has really kind of carried us through. And I think it'll continue to grow.
What's your mission?
Our mission is to sell beer, is to get people into the bar.
No, with the podcast.
It's
to sell beer.
To sell beer. We want to add to the already cool environment we have.
Okay, so to bring
people in. Bring people in.
Okay, I got you. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not looking to be a big podcast star or anything.
Okay.
But with the connections that we have in the music industry,
Right.
it was almost a natural progression. You see a lot of comedians that have their own podcast, a lot of radio DJs that have their own podcast. And as a former radio DJ, I was like, okay, I have some basic skills that I learned over the years. Why not meet people where they're at and do something with this?
And you've really leveled up with the bands that you are bringing in. So are you going to get some of them on?
Absolutely. After we decided we were going to do this, I made a trip to Nashville and continued to network with a lot of the people that I know and teasing them about, hey, we're working on this new project. We'd love to have you on. And everybody was 100% on board. Like, yes, we want to support you and your business. And it's great advertising for them. But the relationships that I've built over the years in the industry, now I'm like, okay, now I have something that I can really do with these. A lot of artists come to me and say, hey, we want to put on a show at your venue, and I support them that way. Now here's a way that they can help support us.
Nice.
Yeah. But one of the cool things is that that Rebecca came up with is our sub podcast out of that, which is great. It's called Girl Yap.
Yeah. Tell us about Girl Yap.
Yes, I
Girl
want to hear
Yap?
that.
It's for the yappers. If there's one thing girls like to do,
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why I don't have a lot of girlfriends. They irritate me sometimes.
Sometimes
but I gotta hear that's why I want to listen
but
to it.
in the bar industry, I mean, the girls talk.
Yeah.
Every night we're talking about stuff. Every shift we're talking about stuff, whether it's stuff happening inside the bar or outside the bar.
Yeah.
So I wanted to make a shorter little podcast that's just kind of a chatty zone. Give Jordan is on that one as well, and it's just going to kind of be where we talk about a little less serious stuff, more fun stuff.
Yeah.
We're going to cover some reality shows that are popular.
Cool.
We'll watch them. We'll review them. We're going to talk about weird bartender stories. We're gonna have some of the other bartenders on there to talk to us about their stories. I think it's just a good chance for, we say it's a place for girls to be girls and just hang out.
I like it.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
I'd probably listen to that before I listen to you.
Oh
Yeah,
my
right,
gosh.
right, yeah.
Let me throw down some yap tonight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
you guys are doing just a wonderful job. You know, Becca, I'm over 60, so I had a question in my mind, but it flew away. And that happened to you even at your age.
Yeah. There's a lot of things going on up here.
You guys you're doing the podcast, you're the GM at WB. Where did you go to college?
I started my degree at MSU in Denver.
Okay. MSU Metropolitan State.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then I finished it online. Once COVID hit,
Nice.
I had kind of stopped attending. I was still teaching full time, so then I finished my degree online.
What were you teaching?
I was doing early childhood. I was in a Montessori school.
Oh, yeah.
I was working with the 2-year-olds there.
Oh, were you?
Yeah.
Which translated well into what we do
Yes, into the bar scene. Let's go.
It's actually very similar. Drunk adults and 2-year-olds,
Yes.
they cry, they touch things they're not supposed
Yes.
to, they get angry. It's very, very similar.
Well, I cracked up with your new signage, and Dave's like, every sign, there's a reason for every sign, because he's got
Yes.
some big signs.
There's
and
a
I'm
story
like,
behind every
Yeah.
Here's your
sign.
sign.
Yeah.
Now you all need to go to Whiskey Baron just to read his signs.
And then start some conversation.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly,
ask the
exactly.
bartenders for the stories.
You know, one of the stories, though, Lisa, as we talk to Dave and Becca today, if I'm sitting out in an audience and I'm looking at this guy, I'm going, okay, this is kind of a different track. FAA air traffic controller, where you retired from. Prior to that, a Marine. How did it morph into Whiskey Baron owner?
That's a great question, and it's funny because before I bought the Whiskey Baron, I would tell people my story, and I would start filling them in on the stuff, the side hustles and everything, and they would have the same response like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
This guy is full of it. And I was like, no. So I started in the entertainment industry in high school, singing in choir. And that became a huge part of my life, to where I was performing in 5 different groups when I was in high school. A couple different choirs, but then also some bands. So we did some cover
No
band
musicals?
stuff. I did one musical,
What was it?
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma!
I played Judd Fry. I was the bad guy.
Awesome. Of course you were.
Yes,
I can
yes.
see that.
Yeah. I played 3 sports a year, and that final season of my senior year, the choir director came to me and
Melissa, I'm sorry.
that's all right. The choir director came to me and said, "Hey, we need more male
Yeah.
voices. Can you help us out?" And I wasn't going to be a star baseball player, so I said, okay, why not? Not to mention that my girlfriend was in the performance as well, so it gave us more time together. Right? So then I joined the Marine Corps with no intention of continuing on in my musical career, because I really didn't know what I wanted to do. And that's when I became an air traffic controller in the Marine Corps.
Yeah.
But then I started working in a bar as a bouncer. And one night, I love telling this part of the story. One night I was working the front door at the Enlisted Club on base, and it was a country night. They were playing country music that night. And I heard a commotion behind me, and I turned around, and the general manager had the DJ by the collar and literally was wrestling with him and threw him out the front door.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and he turned around to me, and I'm kind of in shock. Like, what did I just witness here? This guy works with us. I don't know what happened. Still to this day, I don't know what happened. But the GM turned around to me and he said, "Get up there and play some music."
Wow.
He had some expletives in there, but I looked at him kind of dumbfounded, and I was like, "What are you talking about?" And he said, "You're smart. Figure it out." And then so I went up in the DJ booth, and it kind of launched this whole career for me in the music industry.
That is so cool.
So I continued
Were you a
on.
family guy back
Yeah,
then?
I had
at that point?
Rebecca and her little sister.
So you're
and
probably in your 20s?
yeah, I was married, had 2 small kids, and
Nice.
that's why I was working part-time,
Yeah.
so my wife could stay at home with the kids. And the Marine Corps doesn't pay a lot of money. The
No.
military, as a young enlisted man, the paycheck isn't great. So having a little extra spending money while my wife stayed at home was great. And then it kind of led into this whole career. I continued doing club stuff, but then I also started doing private stuff. And I was approached one night at a private event where this guy said, "Have you ever worked in radio?" And I said, "No." And he's like, "Well, you sound like you have. You should come work for me." So they gave me a radio job at the local country radio station. And then that kind of spawned everything else. Over the years, working at other radio stations, I became an artist manager after that. Had a couple bands that saw me and got to know me, and they're like, "Man, we want to work with you. What can you do to help us?"
Yeah.
And so then I got out of country music completely in 2007, and then I got divorced in 2014 and got back into country music, and made a conscious decision at that time that that's what I was going to do for my second career. Having some skills in that area, I said, what am I going to do after I retire as an air traffic controller? Because air traffic controllers have a mandatory retirement age of 56. Huh? I retired when I was 52, just a little bit early. Okay. But I said, I'm kind of a go-getter, and I don't just see myself sitting on a beach when I retire or on a golf course. Yeah. I need to do something else. So that's when I consciously got back into the country music industry. I started working with some national artists. And being exposed to a lot of things. And that's how I got introduced to the Whiskey Baron, is my good friends Steven and Eric with Love and Theft. We're on tour here in Colorado. I had a tour bus at the time that they leased from me. They flew out from Nashville. We put them on my bus, and I toured them around Colorado. Oh, cool. And that's when I learned about the Whiskey Baron. And then I heard that they were looking for some opportunities to partner with a local owner. And so that's kind of how led me into the Whiskey Baron.
Was it the Whiskey Baron already?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, there's another one down in New Mexico as well.
Mm-hmm. Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. I went to it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yours is better.
It looks almost identical. It looks almost identical. The branding's a little different. It has a different name. It's called the Dirty Bourbon, which actually was supposed to be the name of the Whiskey Baron when we moved up here. And our corporation name is actually the Dirty Bourbon Colorado Springs.
Okay.
So it's very similar. But at the time when they opened, the landlords didn't think that the name Dirty Bourbon was appropriate for our community, so they came up with the Whiskey Baron. Okay. So I'm not a baron of whiskey in any way, shape, or form. Yeah.
What is a baron of whiskey?
Well, I mean, a baron in royalty is like below like the king. There's these barons and.
So how would that relate to whiskey?
I don't know, but I get that question from time to time. It's like, you're the owner of the Whiskey Baron. You should know whiskey, and it's like, I don't.
You have a lot of good whiskey, I'm assuming, on the shelf.
We have some good whiskey, but
we have 13 different types of whiskey, so that's where I'm capping out.
Okay, right, yes.
1, 2, 3.
And that's all I got for you.
Yes.
We are not a craft bar by any means, so don't come and order an old fashioned. We don't make old fashions. We're considered what we call a speed bar. Yeah. We work on volume, so we move a lot of beverages very, very fast.
Old fashioned takes a long time.
Yeah,
it's a little.
They're good, but they take a lot of time. Yeah.
If you like sweet whiskey, an old fashioned is where it's at for sure.
He likes all the foo chick drinks.
I believe
nothing wrong with that.
Sours last time I made him drink.
Amaretto sours.
Yeah, you like the amaretto sours. Yeah, she knows. See, look at that memory.
Look at. He's thinking about one. What you got in that cup right there? Yeah. It's almost noon.
5 o'clock somewhere.
That's right.
Yeah, we have the great Dave Riley and Becca in studio with us today on the Be Encouraged show with Frank and Lisa on Motivation Monday. Just having a great conversation with these guys and the things that they're doing. As you think through the mission and the forward movement of the Whiskey Baron, we're talking 2029. Where would you like to be?
Yeah, that's a good question. That's a long time from now. Yeah. We're taking it week by week. No.
Day by day, hour by hour.
Yeah.
We can relate. That's entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
No, we continue to stay in this community, plan to stay in this community because what we've created is a great opportunity for entertainment and fun in Colorado Springs. If you haven't been to the Whiskey Baron, we have a sunken dance floor, which is very unique. And it's a large dance floor. It's not just some little bitty sunken dance floor.
Legit.
Which makes a great viewing opportunity for even people that aren't dancers. The people watching is amazing. Yeah. You can come and sit on the sidelines, have a drink, watch people dance, listen to some great music. But also when we have our live music, our national artists that come in, the venue is just the right size to where it's a great view from anywhere in the building.
Yes.
So we want to continue to do that. I've been approached by some other businessmen in the community that really like what we do and they want to be a part of it. So we've had discussions about other locations, maybe not a franchise name, if you will, but the same concept. To include, we're looking at some international stuff. We've talked about Europe and Australia. We do have some followers on our social media as far away as New Zealand and Australia, where they see what's going on. And places like Australia has a great country community, as well as Europe. They love American country music over there. Almost all the artists that I work with, when they go to Europe, their shows are sold out. So when I brought the idea of having a Texas-style dance hall, which is what we consider ourselves, in Europe, probably by a military base as well, to kind of have that built-in crowd, just like we do here. Having a Texas-style dance hall got a lot of attention. So that's something we've talked about, we're toying with, but we'll see. We don't know what the future holds exactly, but we're excited about what we're doing. And the fact that people are recognizing that what we're doing is awesome. Bringing it to other communities is definitely a possibility.
That's great. I love that you're a dreamer.
Yes, but I've given myself, I just turned 55 this year, and I'm going to be done doing this at 70. When I get Frank's age,
He's not 70 yet.
I'm
Not
close.
yet.
You close.
I'm close.
I'm gonna hang it up and turn everything over to Rebecca. So this is where that family dynamic comes in. It's like, okay, let's work together on this, but also here's a great opportunity for you in your career, if this continues, to make it grow and be a part of a great organization.
And
So.
a family legacy.
Yeah, legacy. You got a great personality
she does.
for this social setting and what. How old are you?
I just turned 30 this year.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
She's daddy's girl for sure.
Yeah. I have girls.
She's learned a lot. I've been very impressed with her work ethic and her professionalism and her intelligence on a lot of the things and leadership. Her and her daughter both have kind of risen
you got
up.
a baby?
No.
You said her
No,
daughter.
my daughter.
Her sister.
Yes, my other daughter. Her sister.
No.
Her sister, my
No
other
babies.
daughter.
Do you not want babies?
Not right now.
Okay.
Not
no
yet.
rush. I'll just ask the question.
My
because you
fiance
said
and I
so.
have talked about it.
Okay.
But right now, it's a firm no thank you.
Yeah.
And we'll revisit it later.
Okay.
We'll circle
And
back.
even if you
that's
say
no rush.
no,
Yeah.
It's okay to say no.
It is.
Yeah.
My sister knew she never wanted kids.
Yeah.
I did all the marriages, divorces, kids, all the things, and
Yeah.
she didn't have to do any of it.
That's
She's
awesome.
the proud auntie.
Yeah,
So,
that's always cool.
yeah.
And my wife now's never had a baby.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
never.
Yeah.
So,
I think it's something that, I've always considered, but with the path my life has taken, I just, I really wanted to kind of wait till I felt like it was the right time.
Yeah. Well,
And my sister's kind of the same way. My sister's kind of back and forth on it too.
Parenthood
Well, you're
is
incredible.
sacrificial.
You know that, right?
Thank you.
I just want you to know that.
Thank you. I
If he
appreciate
don't
that.
tell you enough, call me. I'll tell
If I
you.
need to pick me up.
Yeah,
Yes.
you are incredible. Yeah.
Frank's a motivator. That's what he does.
Yes.
Good job,
That's
Dave.
He encourages people.
Yes.
You rock that. Lisa, let's wind down
All right.
and get them to do
Yes.
the fun part. Yes.
Okay, so as you both know, our show is all about infusing hope and encouragement throughout the world. So we will let you both choose who wants to go first, but we would like
Becca.
you to both take a moment to look at the camera. First of all, tell them how they can reach you, and then also infuse the world with encouragement.
Go, Becca.
They called you
That
out.
camera
They
right
did.
there.
He's bad. I was being nice.
To reach the Whiskey Baron on social
Yeah.
media? Okay, perfect. Hi.
I love it. That was
You can
awesome.
find us on Facebook at the Whiskey Baron Dance Hall and Saloon, and on Instagram under the Whiskey Baron. My encouraging speech today is that I think everybody can be a good person if they really, really try, and make sure to take care of the people around you, but also take care of yourself. Self-care is very important.
Woo, that's one of Lisa's main things.
That's my jam.
Yeah. Sometimes I wonder if she even cares about me.
Stop it.
You know what I mean? But that's okay. A couple hours of therapy, I was okay.
Yes.
Right. So.
We love therapy.
Yes. Oh, I love therapy. Oh my gosh.
Dave, do the same.
As Becca mentioned, you can find us on all the major social platforms. The podcast will be hosted on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, and iHeart Podcasts as well, so you can catch us there. Our TikTok is blowing up right now. If you're in the TikTok world, follow us there. We've been doing some TikTok lives from the bar on every night, and it's super exciting to see the popularity. We've been doing a lot of the trendy stuff on TikTok. So anywhere you consume your social media or your podcasts, you can find the Whiskey Baron. But we're launching the podcast on October 28th, so not quite yet. We do already have our YouTube channel, which has some other content on there from our concerts and stuff. So you can go to our YouTube channel, which is the Whiskey Baron Dance Hall and Saloon, as well to contact us. But as far as encouragement, and Becca kind of alluded to that, but life is short, and I think you mentioned that earlier, Frank, and you got to have fun with it. Yes. And so have fun with your life. Think of the positives. Try not to be negative. Try to understand that everybody has something going on in their life that may be dragging them down. So when somebody cuts you off or somebody does something boneheaded on the road, you got to think that they've got stuff going on too. Yeah. And so maybe give people a little more grace in your everyday to day, and it'll make our world and our society a much better place.
Yes. Nice. And when you can't build that up internally, go to the Whiskey Baron, because they will help you have some fun.
Yes.
And get out of the good times and the bad times.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And get out of that jacked up mood that you may be in.
Yes.
Right. So, right. The Be Encouraged show with Frank and Lisa. Our first show today was with the incredible Dave Riley and his beautiful daughter Becca. And we're so glad to have them as part of our community and the great work that they're doing. Please engage their business, and you will not regret one moment at the Whiskey Baron.
All right, so we will be back in our next show in 15 minutes. Thank you, everyone.
Hello, I'm Frank, and this is
Lisa.
We want to welcome you to the Be Encouraged show, where each week we reach an audience of 45,000 potential listeners
and growing
across our social platforms and guest networks. Our mission is simple yet profound: to spread hope and encouragement, connecting our audience with stories that uplift and inspire.
So whether you're a business owner looking to expand your reach or someone eager to share your journey of impact, our platform is designed to highlight the positive differences we can all make.
Getting involved with our show is easy and rewarding. First, you get to be a guest on the show. This is a fantastic opportunity for brand recognition as you share your story with our engaged listeners.
And Frank and I are now offering Q&A Mastermind monthly sessions. And these are not just informative experiences, but we actually help with your business on strategic insights and provide a supportive group setting.
Oh, yes, we do, don't we? And if you're looking to drive targeted lead generation, consider sponsoring our show. We offer multiple tiers and customizable options to fit your marketing needs perfectly.
We have had over 350 guests, and they have been able to brand themselves and share all the goodness that they are doing here in community.
And it's not just about numbers. Our approach opens up a space for vulnerability, helping our guests genuinely connect with audiences. This authentic interaction is a powerful catalyst for community and business growth. Take, for example, we have partners here at Be Encouraged, and since getting involved with our platform, they've seen a staggering 900% growth in just 7 months here in the Springs.
So if you're ready to make a significant impact, join us today at BeEncouraged.net.
And let's make the world a more hopeful and connected place, one story at a time.
Would you eat a prime steak if it was served on a dirty plate? Probably not. Hi, I'm Giuseppe. Just like a fine steak, your product needs to be presented well to be effective. If you feel you're not selling effectively or spending money on unused tools, comment below with marketing strategy. Let's clean up your presentation and maximize your business potential in just 90 days.
From my dad's 40-year grind as an immigrant mechanic to personal traumas such as my mom's suicide attempts, I know life's hurdles. That's why Crescio's mission is to empower the underprivileged right here in Colorado Springs. Are you struggling with sales? We'll help with leads and conversions. Or are you overwhelmed? We'll help with automating your tasks and optimizing your business for staffing. Are you ready to transform? Scan today to start.
Hello, I'm Frank, and this is
Lisa.
We want to welcome you to the Be Encouraged show, where each week we reach an audience of 45,000 potential listeners
And growing.
across our social platforms and guest networks. Our mission is simple yet profound: to spread hope and encouragement, connecting our audience with stories that uplift and inspire.
So whether you're a business owner looking to expand your reach or someone eager to share your journey of impact, our platform is designed to highlight the positive differences we can all make.
Getting involved with our show is easy and rewarding. First, you get to be a guest on this show. This is a fantastic opportunity for brand recognition as you share your story with our engaged listeners.
And Frank and I are now offering Q&A Mastermind monthly sessions. And these are not just informative experiences, but we actually help with your business on strategic insights and provide a supportive group setting.
Oh, yes, we do, don't we? And if you're looking to drive targeted lead generation, consider sponsoring our show. We offer multiple tiers and customizable options to fit your marketing needs perfectly.
We have had over 350 guests, and they have been able to brand themselves and share all the goodness that they are doing here in community.
And it's not just about numbers. Our approach opens up a space for vulnerability, helping our guests genuinely connect with audiences. This authentic interaction is a powerful catalyst for community and business growth. Take, for example, we have partners here at Be Encouraged, and since getting involved with our platform, they've seen a staggering 900% growth in just 7 months here in the Springs.
So if you're ready to make a significant impact, join us today at BeEncouraged.net.
And let's make the world a more hopeful and connected place, one story at a time.
Would you eat a prime steak if it was served on a dirty plate? Probably not. Hi, I'm Giuseppe. Just like a fine steak, your product needs to be presented well to be effective. If you feel you're not selling effectively or spending money on unused tools, Comment below with marketing strategy. Let's clean up your presentation and maximize your business potential in just 90 days.
From my dad's 40-year grind as an immigrant mechanic to personal traumas such as my mom's suicide attempts, I know life's hurdles. That's why Crescio's mission is to empower the underprivileged right here in Colorado Springs. Are you struggling with sales? We'll help with leads and conversions. Or are you overwhelmed? We'll help with automating your tasks and optimizing your business for staffing. Are you ready to transform? Scan today to start.
Hello, I'm Frank, and this is
Lisa.
We want to welcome you to the Be Encouraged show, where each week we reach an audience of 45,000 potential listeners
And growing.
across our social platforms and guest networks. Our mission is simple yet profound: to spread hope and encouragement, connecting our audience with stories that uplift and inspire.
So, whether you're a business owner looking to expand your reach or someone eager to share your journey of impact, our platform is designed to highlight the positive differences we can all make.
Getting involved with our show is easy and rewarding. First, you get to be a guest on this show. This is a fantastic opportunity for brand recognition as you share your story with our engaged listeners.
And Frank and I are now offering Q&A mastermind monthly sessions. And these are not just informative experiences, but we actually help with your business on strategic insights and provide a supportive group setting.
Oh, yes, we do, don't we? And if you're looking to drive targeted lead generation, consider sponsoring our show. We offer multiple tiers and customizable options to fit your marketing needs perfectly.
We have had over 350 guests, and they have been able to brand themselves and share all the goodness that they are doing here in community.
And it's not just about numbers. Our approach opens up a space for vulnerability, helping our guests genuinely connect with audiences. This authentic interaction is a powerful catalyst for community and business growth. Take, for example, we have partners here at Be Encouraged, and since getting involved with our platform, they've seen a staggering 900% growth in just 7 months here in the Springs.
So if you're ready to make a significant impact, join us today at beencouraged.net.
And let's make the world a more hopeful and connected place, one story at a time.
Would you eat a prime steak if it was served on a dirty plate? Probably not. Hi, I'm Giuseppe. Just like a fine steak, your product needs to be presented well to be effective. If you feel you're not selling effectively or spending money on unused tools, comment below with marketing strategy. Let's clean up your presentation and maximize your business potential in just 90 days.
From my dad's 40-year grind as an immigrant mechanic to personal traumas such as my mom's suicide attempts, I know life's hurdles. That's why Crescio's mission is to empower the underprivileged right here in Colorado Springs. Are you struggling with sales? We'll help with leads and conversions. Or are you overwhelmed? We'll help with automating your tasks and optimizing your business for staffing. Are you ready to transform? Scan today to start.
Hey, welcome back to the Be Encouraged Show with Frank.
And Lisa.
We are so incredibly glad to have you this afternoon. We've reached afternoon, Lisa.
Yes, already. This
I
is our
know.
4th show. Woo!
I know. You do be counting on Instagram shows.
I totally love counting those shows. It was off the chart. Y'all need to go to our Instagram and listen to those 2 shows today because it was amazing.
They were amazing. There
Yeah.
was a young lady from Ohio and one from Louisiana this morning that we had great conversations with. And it's always, regardless of who we have on the show, it's always amazing because she's here.
Aww.
Yes, yeah.
See why I keep her around?
He's so humble.
I'm so encouraged right now.
I'm getting life advice without even getting life.
Right?
Yeah, that's how you communicate.
Hey guys, thank you so much to our platinum sponsor Crescio for the show. When you get a pay what you can consultation with them, you can learn how to automate your sales funnel using tools like ChatGPT. Visit Crescio.com to learn more and make sure that we have a flyer available for these guys to take with them so that you guys can see the great value Crescio has gotten from the show.
Or
Get
your
those
bosses.
from her on the way out.
Yes.
Yeah. Lisa, who we have today?
All right. So, for the few of you who may not know these 2 gentlemen, I'm super honored and excited to have them on our show. Mr. Brennan Patten with Aspenglass. He is a humble man from a small town in Iowa turned glazier.
Glazer. That is a person who manipulates, fabricates, and installs glass or glass-related substrates.
Yes, with Aspenglass, what he said, whose goal is to bring customer service into construction.
Oh, what a novel idea.
Yes.
Right?
Simplicity at its best.
Yes. And his customer service is amazing. He helped install our mirrors at our dance studio, so thank you for that. And Mr. Clayton Knight, the amazing 3rd generation veteran, former Automotive Master Tech, and senior advisor, now auto broker with Auto Search
USA.
And father and husband 24 years in. Woo-hoo!
Praise the Lord.
Yeah,
Beautiful
that's a
one,
miracle
yeah.
unto itself. But if you saw his bride, you'd be like, oh, I see why he's still
Stay
there.
married.
She's gorgeous. Love you.
Homeboy rocked it.
Yeah, you did.
I definitely married up.
Yes, you did.
I have yet to see a man that hasn't married up.
Yeah.
So and they're still married.
Good point. Good point.
Right,
Yes.
you're right. You know, guys, we are so glad to have you here. As you can probably tell, Lisa and I like having fun.
Yes.
Right? And we believe our audience really are into us having fun as well.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll try not to make this conversation go sideways. Okay? All right?
No politics.
I don't know. Clayton's in the room, so never know.
No politics. Right.
It's almost behind us.
Yes.
Yeah, this has been behind me for years.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, Clayton, I mean, no, you are a panel host.
Yeah, Brennan's
Brennan,
our
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about who is this Brennan Patten?
Yes.
Personally or businessly?
Both.
Businessly. Personally. Well, I try not to take life too seriously, and I guess if you're talking about who I am, I love being a dad. I love being a husband. I love taking care of my people, whoever they may be. I'm deeply rooted in my church. I am on the praise team. Hallelujah.
Karaoke King.
Karaoke King. I sometimes host.
Definitely.
Beard that rocks.
Yeah.
Yep. It's coming into winter, so this gets a little bit bigger, and then come around March, that'll get trimmed off. But I'm a workaholic. I've been working. At 12 years old, I was contracted to 3 different farmers.
Wow.
And so when I finally hit the work market, I was like, "This is easy.
Right.
Work is pretty easy." So, and I'd worked in restaurant and retail management and loss prevention management for so long that when I hit construction in the glass field, that's kind of my point. Like, there's no service, there's no customer service, there's no follow through.
Yeah.
Most of these people just straight lie to your face, and I wanted to bring some integrity and some customer service into this field that's severely lacking. It's not.
Let me ask you this question,
Yeah.
then, because that's sometimes, when you're doing your own business, you can somewhat guide culture of the company that you're working for. But when you pre-established company, how did you flip the culture to create that space where other people in the business care about customer service?
Well, I think a person's reputation precedes them. I had been already in the glass field for decades, and when I jumped over to Aspen Glass, I'd already managed a large residential division of a glass company. Then I had my own glass company, and then so when I came over, there was already my reputation, and then I also, a lot of people don't I get every time I do a one-to-one with a new person, they're like, "Oh, you're not the owner." And I don't want to come off like I'm the big head honcho, but I'm confident, and I have a goal, and I'm going to do that goal. That's why I was hired, was to.
And they give you the leverage to do that.
Yeah, I've been blessed to really not have any reins on me.
Right.
And
Which is nice.
Andy, shout out Andy.
Hi, Andy.
When I came on board, I said, "Well, what do you want my hours to be? What's the expectation?" He's like, "Just do what you do." I'm like,
Love that.
That's weird. When you're working for another company, they're just like, you do what you do, rock and roll. And I think, for the first year that I was over there might have been like a little bit like, whoa, this guy's big, like I've got a presence about me. Like I do take charge, but after a while they're like, okay, he's not a threat. He's just that guy.
Yeah.
So, but now everything's grooving, and we just keep growing, and I keep trying to my goal with the company, not only to have that customer service, is I want to provide the best quality, possible products, but also get the best price. We've now got a network of glass related companies, which no other glass company in the city can say that. They're subservient to all the manufacturers. So if the manufacturers jack the prices up or whatever, nobody's looking out for them. And we have our people. We can also use all the regular manufacturers. And then, like say for example, windows. I wasn't happy buying middlemen windows, so I went direct to manufacturer, got an account. We now have the cheapest, product, and it's a good product.
Least expensive.
Yeah.
Product.
Least
Hey,
expensive.
I don't mind saying cheap. I'm from Iowa, man. I just hit that nail on
But
the head.
everybody else isn't.
Everybody understands you
They
have.
don't want chintzy products.
Cheap doesn't mean low quality all the
Yes,
time.
Right.
exactly.
Yeah. But these are just things that I just keep stepping forward. I'm like, okay, this is off my list now, and I just keep going, and it's one step at a time.
Well, I have a question. So
Yeah.
back when you were 12 years old, why did you have to work at 12? Just kind of unpack that a little bit about your background.
Well, living in Iowa, the town that I was living in was 1 mile by half mile, and you're surrounded by farmers, hardworking people. I was surrounded Amish. This is Amish country, right?
Ooh, They have
Oh,
good
you were in the Amish?
So you, well, not in, but like
Yeah.
you're always near an
Near.
Amish area, right?
Yeah,
There's
okay.
the Amana colonies is kind of, it's not really Amish, but that's the big one that everybody knows. That they're kind of like a German-ish.
Lancaster.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'd be yeah.
Their work ethic.
They
is
work
amazing.
hard, and when you see this, and then you grow up in that, you just naturally cultivate to work. Plus, if you want money as a kid, you want to buy your own stuff. We didn't get allowances; we worked,
Yeah.
right? So I would detassel, I'd derogue, worked on hog lots, doing a lot of the things you don't want to talk about in hog lots, and I'd bale hay. I was a strong little whippersnapper,
Aw.
I got an-
Whippersnapper.
Whippersnapper. Yeah, I got an allowance.
Yeah.
I was allowed to work.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
I had that.
Right.
Yeah.
Same word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The unfortunate part of growing up working that hard is that it's hard to untrain yourself, and now I'm getting a little older, and I'm trying to balance life with work.
Good for you.
When I get to work at 6 in the morning and I'm leaving 5, 6 in the evening, it's a long day, and then there's not a lot left for the wife. And
Yes.
I'm trying to balance that a
Good
little
for
bit
you,
better.
Brennan.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's important.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
I don't believe in work-life balance. I think that's a fable, right?
Right.
Because I integrate my work with my life.
Right.
And
Right.
my
Yeah.
wife gets that and allows me to do that and etc. But when you're working for yourself, you know, you have any balance.
Yeah,
right?
the
And
hustle's
balance,
on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The balance when people stop saying yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I kind of thought when I wasn't working for myself anymore that my stress would go down, but I
But it has
put
to
that
happen.
on myself. I
Yes.
think.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, Clayton, you know, you're awesome, by the way. We
Oh,
love
well,
this dude.
I don't know about that, but you're
Yeah,
definitely
yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
All of you. And by the way, I would like to mention that up to today, and you know, he's the hardest working man I know.
Oh, stop it.
It's true. I mean, I'm
And
like,
he's the new president of EdNet.
Oh,
Yeah.
snap. Yeah.
that's right.
I just thought of that. You're sitting with all the prior presidents,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
president of EdNet,
Yeah.
president of EdNet, now president of EdNet.
Learn from the best.
Are you going to be next, Clayton?
I don't.
Maybe
I don't
next
think
year?
So.
No?
You know what, Lisa? I'm not presidential material. You know what? Because you know what, Brennan taught me some things about that, and I'm like, yeah, you're an awesome president, and I would not be an awesome president.
Right on.
You
I
know?
love that self-awareness
Yeah, it's
stuff.
good that you know.
Yeah,
Because you're leading yourself.
Because
well.
I didn't really understand what the whole point of it was, right? And I'm like, I get it now.
Yeah.
And so
You'd be surprised what comes at you.
well,
Immediately.
He's like, immediately.
Yeah. Come on, SOS. What did you guys do in this
I
situation?
know. I think you're right about that.
Oh, it's a trip.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who's sitting in there
Yeah,
in the seat. So
and you don't know unless you're there
Yes.
and you're doing it.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
anyway, that's my answer to that question.
Okay.
But back to you, Clayton. Tell
Tell
us
us
who
about
are
you.
you? Yeah, your background.
Sure. So
You're a military kid, right?
I was a military brat. My father was a pilot, fighter pilot, and then he went to refuelers eventually.
What aircraft did he fly? F4?
No,
What?
he was a T-33 pilot, and then he flew T-38s, and then he became an instructor.
I flew in a T-33.
Did you?
I did. Back seat of the T-33.
Wow.
The pilot even gave me I won Airman of the Year at
Wow.
Peterson Air Force Base.
Nice.
And that was your award back then.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, I remember.
Grow up.
I
would've
remember
grown up.
those people.
Motion sickness? No.
I did not. And because the T-33 was what they were using to fly cadets around.
Yeah.
This is where we were here.
Right.
And they were all coming out in barf bags full. I came
Yeah.
out grinning.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Oh my gosh.
It was awesome.
Now, what about that specific aircraft gives people motion sickness?
What is it? Well, it's the flight pattern is what gives you motion sickness.
Yeah.
Because you go up in a fighter, they're going straight up.
Oh, so they're just playing- okay,
doing all
Okay.
these
Yeah.
different maneuvers. Yeah.
It's challenging.
That's a very old.
Were you in there?
As a spouse,
Yeah,
I
It was
loved
old
it.
back
Oh.
then.
It was old when I was in.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
It was-
But then he went to T-38, which looks
It's like a
long,
dart.
like
Yeah.
a dart.
Yeah.
Those bad. It used to be the Thunderbirds. Used to be T-38.
Yes.
But there's no windows. You're sitting inside staring at each other, and you're sideways. It's not the
There is
same.
windows.
Oh no! What's the one I'm thinking of that you and I flew? What was that one? Remember on P?
Oh, the C-130.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
And you've done
freight
that one, right?
cargo.
Oh, yeah.
plane.
The
that was-
cargo plane.
That was how we got around to wherever we were
That's why
going.
there's no windows. It's cargo.
And the
Oh.
C5s too. Huge
Oh,
airplanes.
Yeah.
God, yeah.
It's like they defy the laws of gravity. to
Right?
get off the
Yeah.
ground.
I went to
But,
leadership school at Dover, where all the C5s are.
Wow.
In Delaware.
Is it- yeah, I was gonna say it's cold up there, isn't it?
It wasn't
Yeah.
when I went.
Okay.
I've had some fine women there.
Oh,
That's
well.
I throw that in for free.
Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah.
Looking for a politician.
The single Frank days back in the day. He was
Go
like
Dover!
early 20s. You just grew like 5 inches. He was loving life.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. I had a flashback.
Are you
There we
good?
go. I'm better now.
Are you all right?
Brother,
Okay.
I know. It
Feel the
can
heat
get a little
over here.
crazy once in a while.
Shoo!
Back to you, Clayton.
Oh, well, thank you so much.
So, did you have to move around a lot as a kid?
I did, yeah. So my parents split up when I was 9, and I ended up with my father. So that's a story all by itself. We won't get into that. But I will say this. One of the things that I actually thought about this before I came in today, and I want to, if there's a parting thought that I can give for people, and it ties right into, what you guys preach is encouragement, is forgiveness.
Yes.
And I know Frank has talked about this and talked about this, but there's a certain way, a certain level that this comes into your life where it changes things for you. And I know because of the persistence of my sweetheart Kate, I found this special way to give that, and I'm telling you, it changed everything for me. So I would say be encouraged, because if you just got to find your way into that, and I don't want to hijack things by talking about this for the whole show. I really
Well,
don't,
you know what you just did.
Oh, really?
No,
Yeah,
you're good.
because
Keep going.
that was the ending part.
Okay.
No, he's good. Keep going on the forgiveness.
I just wanted to bring it up because it's really important to really forgive. And
Yes.
there's a guy out there. I don't know what his name is. I forget, but he taught me about a litmus test you can do when you think about the person specifically that did wrong to you, whatever it was. How does that make you feel?
Right.
And if you can say it's all good, you have forgiven that person.
Yeah.
And if you can't do that, you haven't. So, having said all of that, I get to talk about myself for a little bit. Right?
Wait.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can't.
What is
you
the
can't throw
number
that
one?
in.
What is your advice to our listeners out there? Because a lot of people are on that road trying to forgive those people. What is the number one thing that you do to do that forgiveness piece?
So, it actually has to do with our Lord God in heaven.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, this forgiveness, when you do this, forgive somebody, you've got to walk through this, and basically you take this person by yourself. You're alone. You're in a very calm state, someplace safe for you, and basically God's involved in this, and you put this person before the court of God. You take them to court, in God's court, and God is the judge, right? And while you're doing this, it's pretty emotional, the whole thing, right? Because, and I will say this, okay, because Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior, and He forgave me for everything that I ever did that was wrong, right? And I know that we can all relate to that, right? So what happens is, what happens is you're guilty as charged. You did this, you did that, and you are guilty, and you deserve to be punished for it. I deserve justice. And then after you've done that, you've accused this person, then you say to them, but I forgive you, just as Jesus Christ forgave me for everything that I ever did wrong. And I'm telling you, with that type of brevity, it's incredible, because I thought I'd forgiven these people in my life, and I was wrong.
But the pain was still there, and it would crop
I
up,
was
right?
so wrong. I mean, I was angry. I was all,
Yes.
I don't want to get into, all of that, just because it's not really relevant. This isn't about me.
No, it is. People need to hear that.
It's just that when I learned how to do that, that changed everything. And you can do this for yourself too, because all the things that you did wrong, that you need forgiveness for,
Right.
you can pray about that, and do that as well.
Yes, I love that. Well, thank you for sharing that, because most people who know me know I've been in therapy for a year and a half now, and it's been amazing. And our marriage therapist, Dr. Pauline with Dunamas Marriages, shout out to her. It's all about forgiveness, exactly what you said. But you know what's the hardest part that I still am trying to go through is listing what the person has done wrong.
Sure.
I can't. There are certain predators in my life that it's so painful, deeply buried, that I still have not listed on paper some of the pains and the abuse. But I need to get to that stage in order to get to the forgiveness stage, because just like you said, yes, you did this XYZ, and now I forgive you. But I'm trying. So pray for me, because I am on that journey, and it takes some real hard work, especially if you've been wounded deeply by certain predators, to even list it. And
it's amazing how your body, your brain blocks out things that damaged you. It's like a nightmare. You wake up and you're like, you had a nightmare, but it's already fading. Your body's protecting itself.
Exactly. And it's like, oh, this is little Lisa now. But now I'm able to identify it. I'm learning and really trying to apply it. But it's deep heart work.
Yes.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what? My goal in life is to be a blessing to everybody I come in contact with somehow, some way.
You're doing pretty good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, this is one of my most beloved clients, by the way. I'm very happy with his purchase. And it's a process.
Big old show.
Dr. R.T. Kendall's written a trilogy on the same thing that you're talking about. It's called Total Forgiveness, forgiving ourselves totally, and lastly, forgiving God. Right? So that trilogy, in case any of you are interested in exploring the space of forgiveness, it's the best thing in my over 40 years of ministry that I've read on this subject. So it's really, 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 and simply written too. It's not heavy theological or anything like, written very simply so that people can embrace it pretty easily.
Down to earth,
Yeah.
I like it.
Brennan, Robert Frost had a quote that I want to share with you, because I want to get your take on this, man. It says, I should be telling this with a sigh. Somewhere ages and ages hence, 2 roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by. And that has made all the difference. What is your road less traveled?
Man, that sounds like my life. Like everything's been, I think early in my life, most of it was reactionary, because life sends you curveballs. So, man, if you think about it, I could have been gone from here to here in this short amount of time, but I was like, I'm whining all over the place. But I think that everybody needs to take the good from whatever experience you've got, whether it's good or bad. You're learning along the way, and a lot of people forget, like everything is an adaptation, but also it's learning, right? So you take that road less traveled, you're going to learn more. You're going to be a more well-rounded person. I'm full of gratitude, because my life wasn't easy. It was very hard. We grew up very poor. I remember, cooking, I think most of the stuff that we had was a mixture of like hamburger, macaroni, noodles, and potatoes. Like, how many different ways can you make that, right? With a cast iron on it.
Creative.
It was usually my brother and I, because my mom was working her butt off. For the majority of my life, I was a single mom. He died, and like you talked about forgiveness, I thought I hated that man, and I did not have the opportunity to forgive him. Until he kept popping up on the radar, alcoholism and drugs, and he'd show up at a hospital, then he'd be saved. I didn't let it cloud my view of God, and I knew that he was he was looking for something, right? And I couldn't forgive him for what he did to our life and me and whatnot. So when I had to sign the documents to take him off of life support, there was a reality crushing down on me that I didn't think about until that moment. I just thought, man, I hate this man for what he did to me. I didn't have the opportunity to forgive him or really get to know him as an adult. I saw him a couple times when I was a kid. I think the last time I was about 5 years old or something. Did the typical, like trying to bribe us with presents and right, look, I can be a dad, and gone again, So I had a single mom for the most part. Different, stepdads in and out. But there was a lot of times where we were just alone, So I figured out how to build. I built a chicken coop, double-decker. I did have some chickens, but I turned most of it into a clubhouse. And I had a ladder. I had like hatch doors that I could pop out the roof. That was carpeted. But like in Iowa, like we didn't have. I had a handsaw and a hammer, and otherwise I walked all over the county, asking people for miscellaneous whatever. If you got carpet, if you got wood, you got nails, and I built this thing. And like my brother, he would try to impress girls, skip school, hang out in the coop.
Oh my gosh. The coop with a carpeted rooftop.
I saw some stuff, I tell you what.
Oh my gosh.
But that I think these bad experiences, they don't have to damage you permanently. It's the road less traveled. I think that means growth. You're a better human being at the end.
Yeah.
You just gotta. It's the mindset, the perception. Don't get lost in the, oh man, I was poor, so I'm going to stay poor. No, man. Break out of that.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter where you're from, what religion you are, what color, nothing.
Say it.
You can break out of that and be a human being, because that's what we're all doing. Bunch of meat sacks on this earth trying to get up to heaven.
Meat sacks.
Right?
Y'all are meat sacks. No, just kidding. That's his verbiage.
Well, he was in the army.
Yeah. Oh!
I'm kidding. I
Oh
couldn't
my
resist.
gosh, come on.
That's right. Some of us have to make a right decision.
That's right. See.
Well, if you think about it, the soul's the important part, right? Other than that, once
all
that
of
soul,
this is
It's just a
passing
different
away.
name for the same thing.
Yeah, it is.
The vessel that we.
Meat
that's
sacks.
part of my whole. Don't take everything too seriously.
Right.
So were you able
There you
to
go.
eventually forgive your dad?
Yeah, and in fact, because of the person he was, I think he probably did us a favor. But when you're a kid, you don't think about that.
Because that's not the way it was intended to be.
Right.
I forgave my dad when I walked past the casket.
Yeah.
That's when I realized, because I was brought up that, that's your dad.
Yeah.
You don't hold stuff against your dad, and et cetera. So I pushed it all down over that year. I was in my 40s at that point, because he's been dead 19 years now. Yeah. So I realized, looked at him, and something inside of me broke, and I knew that I was still holding all that against him for abandoning us and beating my mom. All of the things that I witnessed.
Being a thug of the neighborhood too.
I enjoyed
Or you like that part because no one would touch you.
Well, my dad was a town bully,
Yeah.
so no one would. And I was a little dude. I needed that,
Yeah.
right? So just his reputation kept me from dying.
Yeah. Right.
Right.
Little 410 frame.
Yeah, so I get that, man.
Yeah.
I really do. That's some pretty deep. Clayton, we never really did Lisa, because when Lisa hears these subjects, she goes into her mode.
I do. I can't help it.
She loves this deep stuff. And I
do.
love that about her. I'm not saying that
Yes.
negatively. Yeah, it's really what makes you who you are, because you want to get to the meat sack.
Yes.
Amen. You can use that whenever you want.
I can use it whenever I want.
We'll see you tomorrow morning at that.
Right. Meat sack.
I'll take it.
Clayton, you didn't tell us very much about what you're up to today, your business.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about what you're doing.
You're rocking it.
I work with Ronnie Haskins with Auto Search USA.
Ron Haskins.
Yeah.
Ronnie.
And he's my mentor. And we have a special culture at Auto Search.
USA.
Yes, Auto Search USA. So we have a special culture there. And, one of the things that Ronnie allows us to do as brokers on the team is he allows us to utilize our own creativity. He doesn't want to stifle us by putting us all in the same box.
Yeah.
And he's very intelligent for doing that.
Yes.
Because he has some pretty good people working with
yeah,
him.
he does.
And you know, everybody is gifted that's on the team, and they have their own set of skills and special gifts.
Right.
And he allows us to exercise that. But more importantly for me, the culture is very important, okay? And because it allows me to always do the right thing. And what we do is we deliver vehicle solutions. We solve people's problems. And, you know, we had a staff meeting this morning, and Lauren and I were chatting, and, you know, she brought up the fact, this is a fact, people come in, they think they know exactly what they want, and they do, right? Brennan is one of those people.
Ronnie's told me no more than he's let me buy things.
He has, you know, they come in because people want to do their own thing, right? They want to solve their own problem. But what happens is we sit down with them, and this is 60 minutes or less. We save people a ton of time.
Yeah.
And we talk about, you know, what do you want to accomplish? What is it? What problem do you want to solve? And this is our goal, is to deliver that solution if we can. And so we talk to them, we find out what their real needs are, and then we develop a plan that is going to be what's best for them. They don't always want that. You know, sometimes it's just a very emotional thing, and they're like, nope, I want this specific thing, right?
Yep.
But most of the time, I can say that probably 85% of the time, my clients, they come in thinking they want something, you know, here, and they end up doing something completely different, but it's the best thing for them. And they're super happy when they leave. And one of the things I say about, you know, how our experience is people, when they leave with their vehicle, it's like they just had their first child or they just got married. That's how happy they are. They really feel happy when they leave because they know that the decision that they made, even though we guided them, right? They know they made the right choice and they did what's best for them. And that's what we do.
Well, I got to say something. Shout out to Ronnie because he's phenomenal. Family man, solid businessman. I just love him.
I've leaned on that guy for
shout out
years
to
for
you.
advice.
I loved it when he brought you on. He put you right on a live, and you had to do that interview.
Oh, that's right. I remember that.
I was like, what? Because you just started.
Yeah.
Like, who does that? But you were on it. I mean, he obviously trained you very quickly, spun you up very quickly. You rocked that interview for being a newbie, new kid on the block, Lisa, with him. I was just like, wow, that's incredible. That he trusted you, right? He trusted his training on you, and you just nailed it. So, I mean, just the leadership that he's doing with the team.
He ain't paying us, so you don't have to
No,
give him
I
too
know,
many
but
bucks.
I do. Anyway, I'm just saying, shout out.
I'm
And
just
Clayton,
saying.
Clayton, you're wrong.
Sponsor us.
Well, thank you, Lisa.
I will be.
I definitely appreciate that very much. The truth is that, you know, I do have a background in the automotive field.
That's
Oh,
what
yeah,
I was
you
gonna
do.
ask.
Yes.
But here's the thing. You know, being an auto broker, I mean, when you work for Ronnie, it's very different from any other culture because our focus is working directly for the client and doing what's always best for them. That's our main focus. That's what we always do.
Which is opposite than a dealership.
Well, I mean,
they're less sales and more problem solving.
here's the thing, okay? I'm not going to say bad things about dealers, all right? Because, you know, I made my living working at dealers before.
Right.
But here's the thing, okay? Their model is completely different from ours. There's some things that they do, and it kind of boxes them in. You know, they advertise. They spend money to get people into the dealership, and then you've got to sit down with a closer because they need you to buy a car.
Yep.
And it's got to be on that lot.
And it needs to be on the lot. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Brennan. But all of those things are not what's best for the customer. Those are what's best for the dealer. And this is why, there's this stigma about working with dealerships.
And as much as we come down on them, I sold cars for a little while at Feel
Wow.
Long. Yeah,
I didn't know
yeah. I've done so many crazy things,
He
man.
has.
It's like, I even went to Feel Long U to learn how to sell cars and et cetera. But it works. That's the reason why
Oh,
they
yeah.
continue to do
Yes.
it.
Right, exactly.
Over
Yes.
and over, no matter how badly people come down on the model and
Yeah.
et cetera.
Yeah.
It works.
And they wear them
It
down.
does.
Yeah.
But you know what? We offer a different experience.
Absolutely.
And we don't charge extra for it.
That's right.
But it's out there. It's an alternative if that's not what you want to do. You
And
can
I
do
think-
it differently. In the dealership, we may buy the car from them.
Yeah.
Right.
And they may still make,
Some money on it.
they may move a unit, right?
Yeah.
But you're not going to pay more than what you would at the dealership.
Right.
Now, let's get something clear here. If you're the type of person that wants to go, that doesn't mind spending hours of researching,
Yeah.
hours going to dealership
Right.
to dealership to dealership,
So basically unemployed.
you are not the type of client that we could benefit. We can't solve that problem
Yeah,
for you.
right. Yeah.
So, what we solve is time. That's our biggest solution for people.
Yeah.
And the culture that's been built at Ronnie's place, because I've had plenty of conversations with Ronnie over the years, was built through pain and trial and error and all the things that he went through. He'd tell you he probably was one of the more arrogant people in the car business.
He would
at
never
one
say
point.
that to my face.
Yeah, well, he would. If you asked him the story, he would tell
I'm
you.
kidding.
Yeah, never say it to your face. But yeah, he's grown.
Yes.
You get the benefit of those years.
And I was
years.
going to mention that.
Yeah.
We all do as brokers.
Yep.
We get the benefit of his mistakes that he
Yep.
made. And we don't, we talk about this, and, when we're doing training, sometimes he had it hard. It was hard
It
for him.
was
Yeah.
hard.
We have social media.
Yeah.
We have people like you guys.
Yeah.
He didn't have that.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Podcast? No.
Right.
Yeah.
Whatever.
He would pop into VetNet back when there was like 12 of us at IHOP.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, he
man.
would pop in
Yeah,
occasionally back
he
in,
would.
the old days.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the old
Yeah.
days. The old VetNet days.
The old days of vetting that. Yeah, but I think we've seen some transition in your life and things that are happening, et cetera. I think you finally locked into the place where it really utilizes who Clayton Knight is.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
100%.
I've enjoyed.
Go ahead.
I've enjoyed watching him grow.
Yeah.
I remember
Me
when
too.
he came to B&I, and he was awkward. He was, it's like some people are not used to this, and
Yeah.
I think you told me that you made yourself do this to get yourself out there, to you're doing solar,
Yeah.
and
That's
to have him,
Yeah.
he was really limiting himself with his time, but it was like this slow growth, and he became more comfortable talking to people, standing up there, got his commercial taglines,
Yeah.
and then he's branching out into other groups and networking more.
Yeah.
It's been great watching that.
Now he holds the flag at VetNet every
Yeah.
week.
Yes, ma'am. I look forward to that.
Yeah.
I like watching people change. Like, there's a lot of people who come into networking and in that space, and you can tell they're pros. Like, they can
Right.
speak, right?
Yeah.
They're salesmen of whatever they do. But then I like watching the really awkward people because
The introverts.
they will grow.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love seeing
Yeah.
that as well.
Yeah, I do
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. Aspen Glass and the work that you guys are doing is phenomenal.
Yeah,
Thank
it
you.
is.
I mean, you guys tell people about some of the people at Aspen Glass, Brennan. I mean, you
Oh,
got
man.
a 45-year guy there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's both a gift and a curse because we're all getting old,
Oh.
right? So I work in a trade where a lot of these younger folks, no insult, they don't want to sweat and bleed if they can make $1 less and have a nice cozy job, right? So they're not clamoring to go get into the construction field. And it's not like you get rich immediately either. So
Yeah.
the gratification is like doing something that's cool. Like you're manipulating something that can kill you. You know,
Yes,
it's not like you're handling a 2x4. You know, it's glass.
Yes.
And people I've seen some stuff. I won't go into that. Oh yeah. In this field. I mean, you get some gnarly things that happen, and just look at my hands, and you'll see all the different fun scars and everything. I've got scars all over me from glass.
Do you install and stuff?
Oh, I had. Yeah.
You have? Yeah.
There's nobody in there except for the gals up front that didn't start from the bottom.
Wow.
That's and
awesome.
you work your way up. I didn't just get the job application and end up in the office.
Not just for the beard.
Right.
Like-
I didn't have much of a beard. but yeah, we do. Arnold in the shop. He's our fabricator. He's got machinery in his shop at home that he's had flown to him from across the country. Some things even outside of this country, because people know him all over, because there's very few fab guys that can actually do this stuff by hand.
We met him on the spotlight visit.
Almost everything is done by machines. You go into these big manufacturing plants, nobody has a glass cutter. They wouldn't know what to do with these sheets of glass that the machines are taking care of, right? There's small exceptions. Don't write me hate mail. But to do that, to be able to to be able to take a piece of glass and put a beautiful bevel and do all these shapes and contours, it's an art.
Well, I gotta say, on my wish list, it's coming up. I'm saving my pennies for it. But what you guys do on outside on the deck?
Oh, the deck rails, yeah.
The etched mountain glass, frosted. Oh, it's so beautiful.
I like doing that
But
because
it helps with the winds.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's gorgeous.
Yep,
Privacy.
Plus, we can coat the glass so you won't get those water spots if you got sprinklers or lots of rain and stuff like that. But yeah, we could do all sorts of stuff. It blows people's minds all the time. People that I've known for decades, and they're like, "You do that?" And we can do stair treads. Like I talk about that once in a while. It's like I didn't like stepping on them, but I've had them installed, and it's like, if you want it, we can usually find a way to make it happen. It's
so cool.
Stair what?
Stair treads on the stairs.
Yeah.
Glass.
So steel I-beams, right? And then they bring up the brackets, and then we installed tempered, laminated, basically bulletproof glass.
Did you step on?
Yeah.
To go up the stairs?
Yeah.
To preserve the carpet?
No. Those were the stairs.
Tread.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's crazy stuff that people want to have done.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah.
When
It's
we're
very,
rich and
very
famous, Craig.
Don't do it. I wouldn't want to fall down those suckers.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Shoot.
Yeah.
I've fallen down ours and they're carpeted.
Yeah. Imagine slipping down some glass steps. But but the most of the stuff that we do, windows, replacement glass and windows, some repairs, tons of showers, mirrors, shelves, lots of decorative cabinet glass. We can get thousands of different types of cabinet glass. Please don't ask me to price every single one. Some people are like so indecisive.
Right.
I'm like, oh man, this can take a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys do some crazy good work.
It's fun.
Brennan, and the glass space, ladies and gentlemen, if you're looking around for what is really going to be the creative space, what you can think of as far as glass is concerned, these guys can do it for you. Then you get it done. Yeah.
It's kind of weird that I got into this field because, I think about it sometimes. People are like, how did I get here? And you get questions when you're talking to people. And when I was in high school, I wanted to be a high school art teacher. But you either rot in Iowa or you escape. So I went in the Army and then started chasing money. And then I had babies. So
how many kids you got?
I've got 2 girls, and then my wife, we're happily remarried, and she had 2 girls, so 4 girls.
4 blended.
Four
I am
girls.
completely overrun by estrogen.
You're not an empty nester yet?
They're all out of the house.
Yeah, okay, so you're not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's why we downsized.
Yeah. Nice. We're
I
planning,
miss them.
We're planning on
I miss them,
eventually
man.
downsizing too.
Miss them
We don't want a place
Oh.
where they can come back.
I don't miss them so much that I want them back in the house.
Yeah, exactly.
It's always like that.
That's why he's got a little townhouse now. He's like, no, there's no room for
It's
the 5
always like
kids.
that cats in the cradle kind of song,
come
where
back.
you worked so hard and you didn't have the time for them.
Yes.
And now it's like, hey, what about Pops?
Yes, exactly.
Make some time for me.
Now you got your goats and chickens and all the things.
Yeah, so many chickens.
Yes.
Yeah, I hear you. I miss my girls and my son, but you know, 2 of them in Denver, 60 miles away. So and go, and I'm going to Florida next month to see my baby. So yeah. So it makes for a good trip, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, only time I ever want to be in Florida.
Just get them to move and just get them to move to specific locations so you have good travel spots.
That's what I want. I want all the beach locations. I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, I have 4 kids. Let's do all the coasts. I wish. Parents dream
we're
more.
planning you on the East Coast.
Yeah.
You on the West Coast.
See, I'm more of a mountain guy. I'm like, go to Coeur d'Alene, you know.
Oh,
Coeur d'Alene,
yeah.
what is that?
Idaho, yeah.
Idaho, yeah.
It's like the Swiss Alps
That's
up there.
where
I've
you
heard
wanna
it's
live.
gorgeous.
It's beautiful.
Really?
It'll blow
I
your
need to go
mind.
there someday.
Oh man.
It's like a sweet spot of Canada is what it is. I mean, it is right there next to the border.
Yeah.
Is it?
It's
Yeah,
real
it's
close.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah,
We're going camping the next year.
They have
year.
grizzly bears up there.
So you have to kind of like fishing and hunting and the outdoor life.
It's a pretty
for that,
posh
right?
town though. It's
Yes,
Is it posh?
is.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
I mean it's a
We
place
need
to
a
go.
speaking gig.
There's a
Yeah, we
reason
do.
he's
Yeah.
not
Get us
living
a
there.
speaking gig.
Yeah.
Or me,
Yeah.
for that matter.
I can't afford that.
Yeah. We have friends that live there. They are well to do.
Okay.
Are they well to do?
Yeah.
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 Yep.
Yeah. Just the
I'll go
name
camping there,
sounds well
Yeah,
to do.
Coeur
It
d'Alene.
does.
Yeah,
Coeur
right.
d'Alene.
Yeah.
Coeur d'Alene. Yeah, I bet there's no brothers there. No brothers in Coeur d'Alene.
I don't know. They
I doubt that.
they play hockey now.
That's what I was
Oh my
doubting.
gosh.
What?
There are
I've
rich
seen
brothers.
some brothers playing hockey now.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I
man.
know. I'm
Yeah.
going. You know, they grew up in white neighborhoods.
Oh
Stepping
my
outside
God.
the box.
So way in the hood, you end up playing hockey.
Frank Sinclair.
Indeed, Lisa.
Serious. That's the truth,
I know,
though.
I hear you.
were in the hood.
I grew up in the hood.
Yeah.
I guess if they couldn't jump, they got the stick. I don't know.
No, they probably the ones on the ice probably can jump too. They just were raised with you guys.
Yeah. What? So, as we're nearing the end of our show, as you know, our listeners love that we're all about infusing hope and encouragement throughout the world. Since you are our panel host,
Yeah.
I would like you to look at the camera.
Okay.
Tell them how they can reach you, first of all, and then if you can take a few moments and encourage the world.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Well, like she and he said, I am Brennan with Aspen Glass. You can reach us. Our phone number is 719-570-1200. We also have a text line, which I have not memorized yet. I think it's
Nobody checks,
geez.
so you go.
That's all right.
Yeah. It's on Facebook. I am on Facebook. You can find Aspen Glass on Facebook. You can friend my alter egos. I've got a business profile, so I don't need to know you personally if you want to friend me, but it's Brennan Aspen Glass. Pretty easy. We're on LinkedIn, all that jazz. Instagram, yeah, all the good stuff. But feel free to stop by, say hi. We've got the biggest showroom in town.
It's gorgeous.
Yes.
Yeah, or aspen-glass.com. Shoot, we're all over the place. You
Yeah.
just type us in. We get phone calls from people thinking we're in Aspen a lot, but it's just because of the trees.
Yes.
It's just the trees, not the location. I'm currently doing a pedestal for some folks that are in Aspen, and the Aspen Custom Glass wouldn't do their pedestal. I'm like, geez, they're right next door.
Oh, wow.
Anyway, yeah, we're taking care of that.
Yeah.
But encourage. I would say, I like the word humble, like you mentioned. Being prideful is, it's not only a sin, but it's like, it's off-putting. And I talk about this to people a lot. It's like do something kind without expecting that immediate reward. It'll always come, and if it isn't, you're probably doing something wrong. If you pull over and help somebody on the side of the road, but then Facebook about it immediately, you're probably doing something wrong. I don't know if this is encouraging.
Do people really do
It may be
that?
convicting.
Yeah, they do all the time. Yeah, this is the dangers of social media. You see people's ugly side. But the world is full of wonderful meat sacks, and you're just one of them on this globe, right?
Meat sacks.
Yeah, just help your people out.
He's pretty meaty.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sacky.
I don't even know what to do there. I got nothing.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Love your people and you'll get loved back. That's it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well done, Brennan. Thank you.
Saki?
Oh my God.
Well, you are
I
getting
could
older.
have said Saki.
Clayton,
That's what you said.
Clayton, it's your turn, sir.
Oh, well, thank you very much, Lisa. Thank you, Frank.
You're very welcome.
Thank you, Brennan.
Thank you, buddy.
For inviting me
Heck yeah.
today. So my name is Clayton Knight. I am with Auto Search USA. Our office is right near Union and Academy, and you can reach me directly with text or a phone call if you have questions about anything automotive. My number is 719-600-8611. And when I say anything automotive, I have said this before, my goal is to be a blessing for everyone I come in contact with, and, you know, within my ability. And I have an extensive background in the automotive field as a advanced level master tech, so I have a vast knowledge of repairs, etc. So if you're facing something very challenging and you need some coaching, anything I can do over the phone does not cost you anything. It's just my gift to you, and I'm happy to do it. So
You know what side note, when my transmission blew in my old 2006 Chevy 2500 for the second time, I was so upset. I'm like, man, I do not want to fork out this money. I am sick to death of this. This man offered to go to the junkyard with me, find and pull a transmission, and replace that thing.
Oh.
Just
well, I thought that's what he was asking for.
I was like, hey man, I'm gonna need a truck. He's like, but hold on, we could do this. I'm like, you are a saint. But no, I'm not gonna do that.
I was so
That
glad
is
when you
customer
said that.
service. Yeah, right?
That's
No,
a good
but-
human being,
Well,
right
no,
there, right?
I thought that's what he needed.
You were helping him solve
No.
his problem,
Yeah.
like you said.
No, I was.
You know,
I
mean, he was going to do the heavy lifting. For
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
But you
people,
know,
when you got an older
it's going to
truck,
keep him from.
I put $22,000 into that thing in 2 years.
Yeah.
I could have just paid for a brand new truck. at
Right.
that. Like you don't know. You think you're saving money.
A down
You might
payment
not.
for a brand new truck.
Yeah.
That's more.
Trucks are expensive.
What I'm saying is
Depending on
that's
the
more.
truck.
That's more than a truck payment. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
absolutely,
Yeah. So you're
yeah.
either going to pay the bank or you're going to pay the mechanic.
Indeed. Yeah, well, we so appreciate you guys coming
Yes,
on.
thank
We
you.
had breakfast with him last week.
Yes,
That was wonderful.
Thank you for
yeah,
that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you want to talk about our sponsor?
Yes, of
Do
course. So real quick, before we wrap up, we want to shout out Westco Insurance, our awesome Karen Butcher. We love you. She loves helping people save and get the best service ever. Contact her through our website at beencouraged.net. And also Planet Duct, Mr. Brandon Kirk and his team offer astronomical air duct cleaning service with the most powerful vacuum trucks in Colorado, stronger than the vacuum of space.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've
Right.
heard that a few times, haven't
Yeah, we have.
I love it.
Yeah, more and more people are seeing the benefits of sponsorships with us. We're now up to 25 sponsors and growing. So if you need to get your business out in front of our community, we have thousands of people that engage us every week on our show.
Yes.
In addition to going to our website and seeing people's businesses there as well. Visit us at beencouraged.net to become a sponsor and get your business name out there to our growing audience. Our platinum sponsor has seen an aggressive 900% growth in their business in just 7 months.
Wow.
Like and follow us on Facebook and LinkedIn to join us on our journey to extend hope and encouragement and help people realize their potential through networking, collaboration, and community involvement. And remember, if you want to join us internationally, go to our website and select international via Instagram to join us from anywhere live in the world.
And a quick shout out, remember that the Resilience Fertility Support Group for Women is this Thursday at 21C Library from 6 to 7 p.m. So if you know any women going through their fertility journey, I would love to see them there.
Yeah, let's do that. It's another offering by the great Lisa Sennett and our Chief Resilience Officer here in Colorado Springs to help our community in this very needed space.
Yes.
Her and Mary Catherine Labassiere
Yes.
are doing that together. Did I
Yeah,
get
we
it?
are.
Huh?
Yes.
Bam!
She's got
Yeah.
a fancy name.
Yes.
I know.
She should be in Coeur d'Alene.
Right, exactly.
Lava-
She should live in Coeur d'Alene.
Yeah, espresso.
Yeah, we love you guys. We appreciate your joining us and being a part of our platform every week, Motivation Monday,
Yes.
and we get to come here and speak to you. So we'll be back next week, won't we?
Yes, we
We
will.
will. With two great audience, great participants again.
Yes.
Once again, thank you, Clayton
Yes.
Knight.
Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you, Brennan
Appreciate
Patten.
you
Thank
both.
you.
Thank you. It was my pleasure. May I give a shout out to one of your sponsors?
Yeah.
Sure.
I am a client of Karen Butcher's.
So am
I
I.
am too.
She is amazing. She solved problems for me.
She does.
Quickly, and she's always there when I need her.
Yeah.
Indeed.
She's a great
Love
person.
her.
Yes,
She
she's
is
fabulous.
amazing. Yeah, indeed. We will, and we just had a great time today as always. When you're going to our website, to our website or to Facebook page, these shows will be up and you can revisit them and tell other people about the great businesses that these guys are doing because you need to engage their work.
Yes.
Right. Have a great day, guys.
Thanks, everyone.